Good evening and welcome to Pittsburgh City Council's public hearing regarding the state of educational emergency in the city of Pittsburgh. Will the clerk please read the purpose?
Bill 1135, resolution declaring a state of educational emergency in the city of Pittsburgh.
Thank you. And we are joined tonight by Councilman Lavelle, who is a co-sponsor of this bill. Reverend Burgess is listening, and we have Councilwoman Strasburger, Councilman Coghill, Councilman Wilson, and that's it for tonight. Councilman Burgess is actually on listening. Can we have this first speaker, please, Madam Clerk?
First speaker is Akahana Halmakina.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Greetings and good day. My title is Ikahana Halmakina. I'm the Grand Inca of the Iroquois Confederacy of Aboriginal American People. Reimagine education in Pittsburgh. A lot can be said about how the pandemic impacted children, parents, teachers, and administrators. We were all caught off guard when the pandemic hit. So when schools closed in 2020, there wasn't an education contingency plan for most school districts. Schools were left to scramble to come up with a plan, and I applaud them for their efforts to get it right. However, the problem really fell on parents. I've heard parents complain about the following: lack of resources, lack of communication, lack of training for teachers, internet outages, internet challenges, laptops, and also internet service. Not all houses are created equal. No dedicated space for learning. Children distracted by home environment. Problems were narrowly defined, solutions rarely offered, inconsistent practices, to name a few. Classism has been a disturbing component of the education system since its implementation in 1635. Boston Latin School was one of the first public schools in Boston, Massachusetts. Implemented to prepare for a democratic citizenship was a major reason for them creating their school system in the first place. I would also implore you to study the effects of that slavery has on a child's mind and how they process, how they feel about themselves. Teaching only that so-called Black people were slaves is not true history. Europeans were slaves as well. Education must begin with an overhaul and begin with telling the truth. When we fail to educate our children, we also fail our communities. The impact of these significant failures affect everyone eventually, even those who live outside of city limits. Perhaps waiting on public transit, perhaps at a mall, or perhaps at a 4th of July celebration with your family. This is a public health and safety crisis. Studies have shown that when education barriers exist and are not corrected, children often turn to crime or alternative measures to survive and make ends meet. Thank you for your time, and thanks for listening to the voice of the people.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Next speaker, please.
The last speaker would be Shaman Kumai, but I don't see her on. She was on earlier, but I don't see her now.
And there are no other speakers?
No, the other young lady is not here either, Laurel Tunkel.
Okay. Okay, with that said, anything from members?
Oh, she's back.
Oh, she's back?
Yep. Shaman Homai.
Yes. Please continue. Or start, I should say. Shaman Pomai. We can't hear you if you're on. So how about if I turn it back to members? If you have anything to say, we'll give her a chance to get on and then we'll go back if she's on. Do we have anything for members? I'll just ask, Madam Clerk, is tomorrow the post agenda with the superintendent? Is that tomorrow?
The 28th.
28th at 1:30.
Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Councilman Lavelle.
Yep.
So I just wanted the public know that on the 28th, there'll be another post agenda in regards to the same subject, the state of emergency in public schools, and we'll be joined by the superintendent and some members of the board.
Yes.
Madam President, we're actually going to have 2 post agendas in a row. Given the
Okay.
superintendent's schedule, we just wanted to make sure we gave him opportunity. So we're going to have on the 27th, I believe, about the charter schools, and then the 28th, the superintendent will be there. So that'll be the last Tuesday and the last Wednesday of the month. We'll have back-to-back post agendas, finishing up the post agendas on the schools.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Reverend.
You're
thanks for-
welcome. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any of the speakers back, Madam Clerk?
No, we don't.
Okay, with that said, can we have a motion to adjourn? the
So
public
moved.
meeting?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meetings
Aye.
adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Meetings adjourned.